What's up, my lovely foxes? Giants Foundry is out and I think it's pretty fun. It definitely keeps you on your toes. Let's jump right in. So firstly, you can use an Amulet of Glory to Al-Kharid and then run to the Giants Plateau, or you can use the minigame teleport. I recommend wearing full graceful with ice gloves if you have them, otherwise you'll need a bucket of water. Make sure to stock up on whatever bar, armor, or weapons you're going to be using. It doesn't allow you to use those hundreds upon thousands of gold bars that you have from the blast furnace though, unfortunately. Remember, you can also mix different types of metals as well as use armor and weapons too. For requirements, you'll need at least 15 smithing, which is non-boostable, and have completed the quest Sleeping Giants. When you're ready to begin, click on Kovac and he'll give you a commission. Click on the mold right after to set it up. Whatever he told you for the commission is used here. Click the lines for all 3 tabs based off of what you were told. Keep in mind, some options require you to put in more bars than others. Then set the mold. Run up to the bank and withdraw the bars, armor, or weapons you'll be using and put them into the crucible. Once it's full, pour it into the mold. The type of bar you use determines how hard it is to make and how high a quality sword it could be. Make sure your ice gloves are equipped and go pick up the hot metal. You now have a really big sword, but you're not done yet. Time to refine your sword into a masterpiece. I'm sure by now you've noticed the bars at the top of your screen. The top bar is the quality of your sword. If it reaches 0, you'll have to hand it to Kovac and start over, but you do receive XP and gold for your time. If you lose any quality while making it, you cannot get it back. Don't focus on this bar too much. Make notes when you lose quality and figure out what you did wrong and then adjust accordingly. The middle bar is your temperature and it's color coded with the bottom bar, which is your progress bar, informing you of which machine you should be using to get your sword made. At first glance, it seems fairly complicated, so I made this chart to help you guys remember what actions go with which machine. I put it into 4 categories: machine, the color associated to that machine, if it heats or cools your blade while using it, and the required temperature. So if you're using the trip hammer, it's the color red, it cools your sword, and you'll have to use the lava pool to keep your temperature. If you're using the grinding stone, it's the color orange, it heats your sword up while using it, so you'll have to use the waterfall to keep your temperature. And if you're using the polishing wheel, which is the green color, it cools your blade while using it, so you'll have to use the lava pool to keep your temperature. The better you do with your temperature and progress, the better quality sword you'll smith. Not all the commissions will provide the same bar setup and rotation, so your bars will change, so refer back to my chart until you have the steps memorized. For example, the commission I got was broad spiked, so I set up my mold for broad spiked by clicking on lines that had the green broad or spiked words in them. I then ran to the bank chest, changed my quantity to all, and clicked on my mithril bars. With my inventory full, I then filled the crucible. Once the crucible was full, I poured it into my mold. I ran down and picked up my hot sword with my ice gloves. I noticed that my arrow for my temp bar was actually in the gray and not on the red yet. It always starts you at the max temperature side of the bar, so I ran over to the waterfall to cool it down. It's worth noting that you will lose quality if you try to smith while it's on the gray part of the bar. Referring to my chart, I'm on the trip hammer, which is red, and it says I need to run to the lava pool when my temp gets to the low side of the red bar. There's also a yellow box that can appear around all 3 bars. Click the machine you're currently on as soon as you see it. If you did this successfully, the yellow box will turn green and you'll leap ahead in your progress bar. With trip hammer done, my progress bar now tells me to use the polishing wheel, which is green. I need to get my temp into the green, so I use the waterfall. While using the polishing wheel, my chart tells me I'll need to use the lava pool to maintain my temperature. My progress bar tells me then that it's back to the trip hammer, which is red, when I'm done with the polishing wheel. I use the lava pool to get my temp arrow in the red, then repeat my earlier steps. Go to the trip hammer, and then lava pool to keep the correct temperature. Now to the last step in my progress bar, which is the grinding wheel. This is orange, so I use the waterfall to cool my temp bar to the orange. While using the grinding wheel, my chart tells me I'll have to use the waterfall to cool down my sword. My progress bar reaches the end. I do a dance I can't cut short, which is kind of annoying, and then I turn the sword into Kovac, who will tell me just how good I did or didn't do. He will give you XP and gold, and then you rinse and repeat. And that's how you complete this minigame. So let's simplify this. 1. Talk to Kovac for a commission. 2. Set up the mold. 3. Grab metal from the bank chest. 4. Put metal in the crucible. 5. Pour the metal into the mold. 6. With ice gloves equipped, take the blade from the mold. 7. Look at your bars to see what your steps are. 8. Refer to my chart and start on your progress bar. 9. Watch for the yellow box around all 3 bars and click the machine ASAP for extra progress gains. 10. Try not to mess up. 11. Complete the sword and do a dance. 12. Give it to Kovic. 13. Rinse and repeat. Now that we know how to play, let's go over some of the awesome items you'll be able to get from this place. There's reputation item rewards you can buy at Kovac's reward shop. The Colossal Blade, Kovac's Grog, an 8 Cannonball mold, molds that unlock higher tier preforms in the minigame, a smithing catalyst, 4 packs, and the smith's uniform. That's pretty cool. Okay guys, thanks for watching. Till next time.